Hi everybody, Mike here on the Sonex 413 channel. We're looking at my antique Park Flyer electric. If you don't recognize it, well, don't feel too bad. It's an old timer. It's called a Comet Clipper Jr. and it was originally kitted sometime around World War II, about 1940-45. And it was a rubber band powered model with a 3-foot span. The reason it's called a Clipper Jr. is that it was a half-size replica of Carl Goldberg's full-size Clipper, which was a 6-foot span gassy, what you would call a nitro plane these days, and was of course a free flight. It was built before the days of radio control. Well, the reason I'm showing you this is the skis I put on it, replacing those original wheels. A lot of fun. I'll tell you what, running this thing around on the snow is as much fun as actually flying it. I've got a little short piece of video here, and I apologize for the audio quality on it, but just to show you how nicely these skis work on the snow. Richie and I went out last week and just shot this one little clip because it was miserably cold out. Take a look at this and then we'll be right back. I'll show you how you can make your own skis. Hey YouTubers, I'm out here with Richie. Richie's behind the camera. We're right a couple of days before New Year 2018, and we got some snow here Christmas Eve, and so we're going to try out the Clipper Jr. with the little skis on it. Here we go.
Yeah, dude. Oh, look at that. Nice. That's nice. I thought it was just going to sink right in.
Yeah, it works good. I'll show you the trick is to have a little spring tension in those skis to keep the nose of them up.
Yeah, nice, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, works good, huh?
Very nice.
Well, folks, I didn't tell you at the beginning of this, it's 5 degrees Fahrenheit out here. That's minus 12 Celsius.
Yeah,
so we're heading back in.
Yeah.
Alright, like I said, not a great quality video, but I think you get the idea that those skis actually work pretty nicely. My buddy Richie was impressed. Well, here's a couple things you want to keep in mind when you're designing your skis. You don't necessarily have to do it just the way I did, but here's a few things to keep in mind. You probably want to use a nice slippery material for the bottom. I'm using plastic material, polyethylene, I think, high density polyethylene. And if you look right here, that ski was cut right out of this empty laundry detergent bottle. I cut 2 of them up, and there's my 2 SKIS. They've even got the curve in them. Worked great. Then you need to have some sort of mechanism so that in flight the front of those SKIS is raised up and approximately parallel like these are. And you can see I've got little springs there that I made out of guitar strings, and they just pull the nose of that SKI up. Of course, you've got to have something to keep it from going too far, and so that's what this little piece of wire is right here. When that nose of the SKI comes up far enough, it hits that cross piece there and stops the motion. Can you see that? Now, the other thing about this is that those springs are helping support the weight of the aircraft. From the moment that it touches down, it's starting to carry some of the weight of the airplane. In other words, if I go like this, oops, if I pick up the nose of this plane, I'm not lifting the entire weight of that plane. I'm lifting about half the weight of the plane, and it's already standing up on the SKIS. And then as they leave the ground, now I'm lifting the whole weight of the airplane, and it becomes much heavier. The result of this is that as you start fast taxiing and the wing starts developing just a little bit of lift, it stands up like this. And what that does is it presents a nice angle and lets those SKIS run over some real rough terrain. So you run right over footprints in the snow and little bumps and whatnot. And once it slows down, it settles down flat, and now it could fall into a little hole or something. So, but fast taxi is a lot of fun. The thing is almost flying. It stands up like this, and you're steering it around using the aerodynamic controls. Great stuff. Okay, now you can see that I've used some scrap wood to make up a little stiffening structure to go down the middle of that SKI. And to make that stick, not all kinds of adhesives will stick to this blue plastic here. It's I believe high density polyethylene. I use a 3M product called number 77. It's a spray contact adhesive, and you can spray a little bit onto a piece of scrap cardboard and dab it onto each surface and let it tack up, and then put it together. It's a really strong contact cement. Now, the other thing is this little cross piece right here. You can see it wraps around the axle there and holds the SKI assembly onto the axle. Up, across, and then a little piece that parallels the landing gear leg. And then this is wrapped right here bound with thread very tightly and hit with a drop of CA penetrating glue. And then the little pin sticking up there, you can see how that will contact that little cross piece, and that's what limits the upwards motion, and that determines the in-flight position of those SKIs, and so that you land with the noses a little high. And then as the weight comes down on it, it stretches the spring and lays flat. The little spring there is I think that was the first or second string from a guitar, either the B or an E string from an electric guitar. And you can see the spring hooked back up there. That's just all scrap wood. Where it pivots on the axle there, I drilled through it and put a little piece of nylon tubing, which piece of control rod, yellow nylon rod, and glued that in there so it's bushed with a little plastic bearing. Not too fancy, but you know, I didn't know if this was going to work at all when I tried it, so I'll tell you what, it's been a good experiment. It works great, and I've decided I've got a couple other airplanes I'm going to put SKIS on. Alright, well, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye now.